I don't know. Somehow it's not wanting to go to the 200 megapixel. I don't want to stand in front of somebody's house messing with it. I know something crazy might happen. But I don't think this. I think this neighborhood is only got a couple of exits out, so. Maybe this is the one I should turn on. Let me look. Don't want to drop this bad boy. I haven't got a case for it yet. Here comes some more car, another car. Try to act incognito. Is that the street light way up ahead? It's kind of grainy though. And it's only zooming times 20, so helps with the ditch, the bio. I don't know. Looks like a little ditch. Yeah, I have 3 siblings. Oldest is my sister, who I don't talk to anymore. Yeah, she threatened to beat up my mom many years ago, so I had to talk crap to her, and so I don't talk to her anymore. I have an older brother that I don't talk to anymore either. Had to call the cops on me I don't know how many times, trying to tell them I was beating up my mom so they could take me to jail. I still talk to my little brother. Let's see what's turn it back, front facing camera. It's much clearer. It's dark though. You see how dark it is? Somebody jamming some nasty music back there. Somebody was hooping earlier. Man, that ball looked like it had some rough times already. Yeah, I'm a sports fanatic. I've been a sports fanatic since I was a kid. My favorite teams are the Houston teams, even though they suck real bad right now, except for the Astros. Yeah, my favorite athlete of all time is Hakeem Olajuwon. My favorite athlete currently is Errol Spence Jr. He's a boxer. Hakeem Olajuwon is a basketball player for the Rockets. Errol Spence Jr. is fighting out of Dallas. Oh, by the way, they announced that he's having a big fight coming up in a couple of months, July 29th. Fighting for an undisputed welterweight. Yeah, he'd be breaking bones and breaking faces and eye sockets and the welterweight is the glamour division. I smell some kind of cigarette. Like, yeah, I really just started posting videos to YouTube. That I know you need or you need 50 subscribers to go live. You need 1,000 subscribers to start getting paid. That's the first part of it. But you need 1,000 subscribers and so many views. It's a lot of them too. Or hours that people watched. So hopefully I can get that done. The sooner the better, truthfully. So I can get more content to y'all. Yeah, my mom. I haven't talked to my mom in about a... Is this a dead end or what? No, that's the other street I came down. I haven't talked to my mom in about a year and a half. She's already the age that she's losing it. I would like try to make amends, but yeah, she wanted me to go to jail and go to prison and stuff like that. What kind of mother is that? But regardless of the fact, I know that she don't have it all, so I'm be the bigger person, try to make amends, but it's not coming to fruition. Someday, hopefully, maybe, before something happens to one of us. Man, I don't know which way to go now. I think it's the same street I started on. Well, the birds are already chirping, so you know it's early in the morning. I think people are more coming home from the night out than going to work. Let me turn this way. Let me see. I really wanted to test out the 100 zoom. See how it worked, or how good it works at night. Yeah, my favorite movie is Scarface, of course. You know, that was the era I grew up in. I remember when I first saw it, when it first came out on cable, it was like, had like a 3-minute intermission. And the dog's going crazy. The next door neighbor, they don't, who knows how long lived. Is that a cat or a dog? Let's see. In the middle of the street. See how close I get before it starts running. It's not gonna run, it's just gonna crouch down, it looks like. Oh yeah, ran away. They're called scary cats for a reason. Can get on this sidewalk. Yeah, it's kind of dark right here on the sidewalk. I may want to walk in the street so I don't fall down, break the camera. Man, I sure will be mad. I'll be mad at nobody but myself. Yeah, thank goodness nothing, nothing eventful has happened, because sure don't feel like running. But I will if I have to. Oops. I smell something burning. Not like a cigar. Beady or something. Flavored cigarette. Oh, I smell the cat lady's house. I smell it. I can smell it. The cat lady's house, or it's the litter box yard, something. Oh, somebody has a food truck. Is it a food truck made from a van? No. Just air conditioned. Extra air conditioning. You know how it is in Texas. Oh, those two people must. Yeah, I smell something else burning. Keep on boogieing though. Man, somebody needs to cut their grass bad. Watch while I'm walking. I don't want to fall down because my phone, I just got it. Man, I got some more hydrants right here. All kind of crazy birds chirping. Don't worry if some dogs run up on me, I'll just rip this phone tight and start kicking. Yeah, look at their grass, it's bad, man. Guess because it's been raining a lot, but still, should at least cut it. Man, it's dark now. Oh, did I turn on the wrong street or what? Is this dead end or what? This camera's a lot brighter. The screen is a lot brighter. Look at this one. I can't really see. It's too dark. Okay, just don't even have to press the circle button. It's I think this neighborhood's a little of a maze. Yeah, let's look. It's going back there. This way, let me see. It up a little bit. See how many steps I got. 3,600. I don't know, can you tell the difference of the camera? There's some button on here. Smells something weird. It's all these vines. Oh, that dog should be fired. And start barking at you on pass by long shot. And let me see what else. Yeah, Camouflage won the dream. Houston Rockets. Man, those were the days of sports back then. The real basketball days. Well, foul was a foul. Now you could barely touch somebody. They're blowing whistles like crazy. Oh man, that was a crazy game today. Oh, Boston. Got tipped the ball in with like, what, 0.2 seconds left? Man, that was weird that they... Well, I guess that was the right call, but still. Had Jimmy Butler three-pointer when he got fouled by Big Al. Man, why would he foul him, man? Come on, bro. He probably ain't gonna hit that shot. Now you're 7 feet tall, all in his face. But you did, and White bailed him out. So, man, they came back 3 games in a row. I thought he would just pull that sweep. I don't know. Basketball ain't what it used to be. I love yesteryear's brand of bully ball better than today's brand of pussy ball. Man. Football, too. Hit somebody too hard, they're gonna throw the flag on you. Shouldn't run across the middle. You know, that's the price you gotta pay for running across the middle. Man, truthfully, it seems like all sports is rigged, though. Except for in the ring, boxing. But yeah, the referee and the judges could be paid off. But the persons who's actually doing the athletes, who's actually doing the hard part, they could be paid off too, I guess. But boxing is controversial, you know that. It's hard to get. If you're not on the same promotion company, it's hard for them to make a fight. But if you want the belts, you want the belts. Or the chancla. Man, their grass is high too, look. Man, the camera's so dark now. They're wrong for that. Corner house, you know you got more grass. Maybe it's looking better like this. Look at it. See how many steps I got now. 4,100. Yeah, I need to get the subs up so I could go live and answer questions, or even if you have questions, if you stuck around this long, if you have questions, you could go in the comment box and I can answer them. Personal questions, simple questions. Like, hopefully we don't get pulled into this Ukrainian-Russian war. Well, it's been going on for almost a year and a half. Looks like Russia's already stretched kind of thin already. But, you know, they're trying to overtake land that used to belong to them, just like they took Crimea, and it's not right. Then they took down the U.S. drone. Thank goodness that didn't pull us into it. Because that was a deliberate Man, it's... Man, I didn't like the way that car cruised by that slow. Motherfuckers robbing people just from next to nothing. I don't know why they think they can get away with it. There's cameras everywhere. Doesn't matter if you have a ski mask and a hoodie on. They can follow you all the way to the house. Just with the cameras everywhere. And then the dumbasses be having their phone on them or something. On that GPS track, man. Look for who was here next to where at this time of the day. Come on, man. It ain't like the good old days before the 2000s when nobody had a camera in front of their house. Nobody had a cell phone. They barely came out with a snake on the phone back then. But now you can hold a computer in the palm of your hand. Oh, and that artificial intelligence. Oh man, that's another can of worms right there. More games Terminator wrapped into one or what? It's crazy. Then they got Tupac rapping on some new songs and Biggie too, and come on, man. I know we still want to hear the music, but let them boys rest. Oh well, Tupac's my favorite. Just don't want to hear no Dear Mama. I might shed a tear. My mom used to call Tupac Tupac. Oh, but she loved that song. Well, the more videos I take, the more I'll get it more in depth about myself personally. Don't want to scare y'all away. Yeah, I'm 50 years old. The hairline says it away. It's my good side or it's just my bad side. I forgot to put something in my hair before I came out. See some lights flashing over there. Let me turn the camera up. Oh, we got a bobcat. I don't know if they're doing construction here or they look like they're construction workers. Man, I don't even know what street to turn down. Can't even pull out the Google map. The phone will cut off. Or should I say the camera? I got what, 30 minutes right here. I had like 10 on the other. The 1 and 2, I was trying to mess with the camera. So I guess that's part 1, 2, and 3. Well, at least I didn't lose my sense of smell. Because I did catch COVID one time. But I was asymptomatic, so it didn't do anything to me. Yeah, I believe my girlfriend at the time, her daughter had caught it at school and she brought it back to us. Let's see if I can turn this way. Yeah, when they sent her home from school. This was in January 21. Cause She had a fever and they sent her home. A scandemic. We all took the COVID test the next day, and they had it, and not me. Well, yeah, that was I'm not gonna lie, I had went to jail because my mom told the police that I hit her. So they arrested me for a felony, so I was sitting in jail for a few days. My brother bonded me out. Yeah, I couldn't even go back home, even though the house was in my name, and I couldn't go back home, man. Yeah, so later on that month, Gabby, the daughter, she got COVID at school, brought it home to us. I didn't get sick, and well, I was, because it was like if you spread it to your loved ones, and they could die from it. That's why when I went to jail, when I got out, I started living with my girlfriend, and at the time, yeah, because I was sleeping on the couch with the mask on. Afterward, and then when they test positive, I started sleeping back on the couch with the mask on. Yeah, because when I had got out of jail from those accusations by my mom, I talked to the Adult Protective Services like that Wednesday, which was past the weekend, and I talked to them, and they could tell my mom wasn't in her right mind. So they exonerated me, and that was the evidence I needed to get the charges dropped. But it took all the way to November. So I was on probation for about 10, 11 months, from January to November. Yeah, the probation officers were all right, I guess. Yeah, they saw. Thank goodness I was in the street when those people came out, because, man, people are crazy these days. They'll shoot you just for walking by them late at night. Yeah, man, everybody got a gun these days. You gotta watch out. Especially if you don't have one. I just got me a little box cutter in my pocket. Man, their grass is high too. We got 2 little Fiats. Man, I'll check out. Maybe look at that grass. Yeah, so we took a COVID test that Friday when Gabby came home from school, because it was on a Thursday. She came home. Becky went and got her some COVID test from one of her friends. We took the COVID test, and they came out positive. I came out negative. Then the next week we went and took the test again. We all came out positive. No, I take that back. Gabby, she was already cleared of it. She only got sick for 1 or 2 days. And my girl at the time, she was sick for a minute. She was sick for a minute. She's diabetic. She don't take her medicine or nothing. So it's like she's not living for the future. She's just living for today. Which is crazy when you got kids. Yeah, I took 2 COVID shots. The first 2. I didn't. I wouldn't have taken them if I wasn't taking care of my mom. But I was putting her safety ahead of mine. That's what a good kid's supposed to do for their parents. Before it is for her to try to get me locked up. Yeah, 'cause she's friends with one of my friend's mom, and they would always tell me they would tell my friend to tell me that she was trying to get me to go to prison. It's like, man, what kind of mother is that, man? What kind of mother is that? Then the lawyer had asked me if I could get her to tell the truth. I said no. She's scared to tell the truth, probably because she's scared she's gonna get locked up for lying to the laws. And I told my lawyer that I'd rather go to prison than her, because I know I could do it and come out virtually unscathed, and she's too old to be in there. I'll fall on the sword for my mom, even though what she tried to do to me, that hurts, man. I know most people are still cool with their parents, most, except for the persons who have shitty parents. I would say that's probably about 10%. 10% of the people, I would think. Dang, I gotta. Got my boy Rab. He's the one who's been telling me to start doing some footage. He said, man, people want to hear your story. They want to hear everybody's story. They want to start putting some videos up. Please. Like, yeah, I may as well. But it's been a while already, man. And here comes another car. Let me walk on the sidewalk. Yeah, I'd say he's one of my good friends. One of my great friends, truthfully, because he's the one who calls me, make sure I'm doing all right, because he knows I had a fucked up situation going. And my other homeboy, he got me out of the... My other homeboy saved my life, truthfully. Talked me into moving. Man, it was getting volatile. Man, it was getting crazy. Yeah, and I've come from a violent past, so when you see violent things, it makes you a little bit more violent than if you haven't seen them before. Yeah, I seen my homeboy die. Man, that was back in what, 15? He's been gone 8 years. Man, that was hard, man. Yeah, he got shot while we were at the pier fishing. JR, that's when I called him. He was a rapper named Flatline. Man, I still remember it like it was yesterday. Man, it hurts. But I'm not gonna lie, man. When I would close my eyes, even now, that I'm thinking about it, I can see him dead on the ground, man. Somebody that used to be his friend killed him. You know what? He didn't even go to prison, man. JT. Jonathan? Was it Jonathan Taylor? Jonathan? James. James, I think. Y'all can look it up. Flatline. Corpus Christi, Texas. Jason, no. Jason Taylor, I think. Was it Jason Taylor? JT, his last name was Taylor. Jason, James, Jonathan. It's one of those. I know him when I see him, though. I'm not gonna lie. Man, I was in shock. Shock. Never seen anybody dead before. Not close up. Especially I was just talking to him a couple minutes before. Yeah, that was a dark time in my life, man. I just came out of a dark time too, about a year ago. That's the thing when the devil sees you doing right, he tries to pull you in. Tries to pull you in one way or another. Tries to put that hatred in your heart. Yeah, it's hard, man. Yeah, you never know. It's always the ones close to you, you know what I'm saying, that hurt you the most. Either which ways it goes. Man, that's crazy, right? The people you love is the ones that end up hurting you. For what, man? For what? Man, I even went to talk to the state troopers, man. Because I wanted to. Texas Ranger, really. Over there in Corpus. Man, I was in there talking to him, and he kind of tried to flip the script on me and started getting mad at me. I'm like, because I asked him. Because I went over there and talked to the homicide detective. Because, of course, we had to give a statement from when all that happened when my homeboy got killed. We were there, you know, we had to give a statement. Do the lineup, and for my boy's family, I had to do it, man. You know, because I didn't know the dude. I didn't know his name or nothing. I just know how he looked. Yeah, I went over there and talked to the homicide detective, and because it was bothering me, man. That was in July, and it happened in February, so that's about what, 5 months past. It still was bothering me, man. Bothering me bad. Yeah, but I was trying to do the right thing and talk to the police and trying to figure out why the dude wasn't charged, you know. The details started coming out of about this and about that, and which didn't make sense to me. It's like Jesse, yeah, that's the dude's name, Jesse Taylor. Didn't make sense to me because the guy said that we tried to jump him. He got the gun out of Flatline's hand. Dude was at least about 6 foot, at the time, at least about 2 1/4. The other dude probably that dude Jesse, he was probably about my height. Probably about my height. I'm 5'8". He said he got the gun out of his hand and he shot him, but we was jumping him. Yeah, that was crazy, man. And he said somebody hit him upside the head with a flashlight. And then when I walked up, and he said somebody hit him upside the head with a flashlight, but there was no He had got, what, 6 staples in the back of his head? But there wasn't even a trail of blood going to the parking lot, from the pier to the parking lot. That right there blows your story, man. And he even got his mom called the police on him. And police went over there, and he had all kind of guns. He's out on bond. He had all kind of guns in his house. And you're out on bond, you can't be around firearms. That's what I asked the detective. I said, man, this is the case right here for you. He's like, what? I said, man, first of all, there wasn't a blood trail from the parking lot to from the pier to the parking lot. He's like, oh, we could have got stuck in his hair. I said, man, his hair was shorter than mine. Shorter than mine at the time right now. So how can the policeman say that? Then I asked the policeman, I said, and all those guns, I said, why he didn't go to jail for having all those guns? He couldn't give me an answer. Then I asked him, did you even, I know there wasn't one of the guns. But I said, did y'all even take the ballistics of any of the guns that y'all found at his house? He said, no. So I was like, then I told the officer to take the lead. I rubbed on my arm like this. If I can show it. I rubbed on my arm. I said, I know what it is. I rubbed on my arm like that. And he started getting mad. I'm like, why are you getting mad if it's not true? That's what's crazy, right? Why are you gonna get mad? I said, man, I already punched holes in all his story. And man, that was a tragic time. I mean, for the whole city of Corpus, truthfully. February of 15. Yeah, that was crazy, man. Gonna turn on this street. All right. Man, it was, and the funerals even. Man, I think it was for the procession was from the. There's a lot of cars. We're still at the church parking lot, and it was already, I don't know how many miles it was to the cemetery. They didn't even have enough cops and motorcycles to do for the whole last ride. Man, that was shoddy police work, man. Truthfully, they're just as guilty. Those bogus police are just as guilty as the one who killed them, because they didn't do their due diligence. And I even told them, man. And man, that was crazy. But that just goes to show that could have been me getting killed. The same thing would have happened. Cops wouldn't try to figure it out, man. It's like, when you want to kill her off the street, you don't know, that could kill someone in your family. If they did it once and got away with it, they're going to be likely to do it again. Yeah, then I would talk to the cops when I would see them somewhere, like at HB or something. He told me he was there. He went there when it happened. And I don't know how many told me that he got caught with a gun and drugs X amount of times already, and he never served any time for any of it. That's the crazy part. Usually you go to jail when you didn't even did nothing. He did all kind of crazy shit and didn't go to jail. Man, that was crazy, man. One time, some dudes pulled a pistol on me on the highway. Cops didn't do nothing. I had dropped my nephew off in Mejia. It's like an hour past Waco. I was coming back, and I was close to Mathis, going back to Corpus, and I didn't even realize, I'm very attentive when I'm driving, because you gotta be, or that could be the end of it. I'll go 10 miles over speed limit. I had radar detector going. I got close to Mathis. See a car get in front of the 18-wheeler. It's not like I asked him to, because I'll slow down and stay some corners behind till you move. Then when I passed them up, they started sticking a finger at me. So of course, I slowed down, see what they was talking about. They started pulling out a pistol. So, act like I was calling the law. I was calling my cousin so he could write down the license plate. It was a silver Volvo. Well, needless to say, because when I was going through San Antonio by the Alamo Dome, I was still going 10 over. I was supposed to pass up a midnight blue Impala. Then they put the lights on. It was an undercover, or it was an unmarked police car, should I say. He put the lights on, and I seen him in the tail lights, and I seen him on the back window. So I slowed down. I didn't want to pass him up, give him a reason to mess with me. So by the time we got out of San Antonio, when you pass Alamo Dome going back south, you're almost out of San Antonio. By the time I got out of San Antonio, I didn't even see the police car anymore. So he was booking it. Well, when I started getting on the phone, talking to my cousin, there was some Caucasian males, They started, leave us alone. I said, nah, y'all going to jail. I'm trying to get them to throw the gun out. So they take off, I take off behind them, and we're going over 100. And I was like, oh, here comes that police car. I seen the midnight blue Impala. We're both going over 100. I know he's going to stop us. Because, they do stop two cars at one time. I don't know what kind of cop he was. Not at the time, but not at first. So when I'm about to pass him up, because they passed him up first, yeah, they were trying to make me wreck. But I'm speed racer on the wheel. Yeah, by the time we caught up to the officers, he went first. That silver Volvo went first, and I was behind him, and so I started lowering down my window, because when you're going over 100 miles an hour, it's best to have the windows shut. Yeah, so I started lowering down the window. Right when I was lowering down my window and passing up the officer, he's lowering down his. I told him they got a gun, because I know he's going to stop us, He's going to stop whoever, both of us really, for going that fast. So he put the lights on, he pulled over. I pulled behind him. Then he runs. He was a Mexican officer with a green. That's what tripped me out. He had a green, like a polo shirt, but it said State Trooper on the back. And he said, what happened? I told him they put a pistol on him on the highway. So he went to felony stop mode. He drew his gun, and when he was getting them out the car, there was a lot of weeds on the side of the road, so he got them both out on the driver's side. And he came up to me, asked me how the gun looked. See the silver slide with black handle. So he went back and talked to them. By the end, the other state troopers came up, and some county sheriffs pulled up too. Then One of the cops asked me, he says, why you didn't pull over and call us? I said, they get away. No, he says, why you didn't call us? I said, man, I can't call y'all if I'm going 100 miles an hour. He said, why you didn't pull over and call us? I said, they can get away. He said, are you on something? I'm like, no. He says, because it doesn't make sense. You're chasing them and they're the ones with the gun. Well, two Caucasian males, do you think they're going to shoot first? Now, if there's some Mexicans with tattoos on their face or some brothers with goatees, then, oh yeah, they're going to shoot first. Yeah, so, I already told her, one of the responding officers was a female, and I already told her, I said, I already know what's going to happen. She's like, what? I said, they're going to let him go. She said, why do you say that? I started rubbing my arm. She says, no, they're not. So they had them in the grass on the side of the road at first. I don't handcuffed or whatever, and then the cop had searched me. I told him I was on parole. When I told him that, it's like the whole everything switched. Everything switched on me. I shouldn't have told him nothing. And so he comes back to the car. Then he's like, because he searched me. He asked me, and I told him that. Well, he went over there, started talking to them, and then he came back towards me and told me, he said that I tried to hit them with my car. I said, why am I going to try to hit somebody with my car and they got a gun? When we crash out, what's going to happen? But I already knew what it was. It's sad to say, man, but that racial prejudice is still alive in today's world, man. White privilege still, there's a thing as such as white privilege. I hate to say it. And then he started, it's the Mexican cop, the Mexican state trooper. He started telling me, because I had radar detector, I wouldn't even give you a warning ticket with that radar detector. I'm like, I was already starting, man, he's getting on my ass. So I said, sir, if you're not going to arrest him for a felony for pulling out the gun, you at least need to arrest him for having the gun. Because there's no way, how can I guess the right kind of gun, what colored gun they had? Yeah, so he just told me to leave. I already knew they was gonna let him go. But I just got out of a speeding ticket, truthfully. That's all I did. But because who knows, those guys gonna pull out a gun on somebody else on the highway and think they're gonna get away with it. I don't know if they're related to a judge or whatever. I don't know what they exactly said. Because either way it goes, they're supposed to let them tell the story in court. You know, it was crazy, man. It made me feel like my life was worth nothing. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what happens. My life is worth nothing. They could have killed me. My life was worth nothing. Not to them, at least. Apparently not to my mom either. It's like the next day she told me that they should have blown my head off. I'm like, what? So we started going at it with words. Yeah, that's kind of bomb I had, man. She even told me that my grandma told her to have an abortion with me. I'm like, what? My grandma was against abortion. You know, she had me going to CCD classes when I was in elementary, all the way to high school. Because I remember when one of my aunts got pregnant, and they better not have, because they weren't planning on having a child. They better not have no abortion. They better not have no abortion. So I already know. My mom was just lying, man. That's how hateful my mother was, man. My mother always chose the men over us. I don't know if y'all had a mother like that before, but that's why whenever I'm with the girl, there's no way I can let them choose me over the kids, man. Because I've been involved with girls with kids, and kids always love me. The kids. Now, once they're teenagers and stuff like that, it's a whole nother story. Because they're rebelling. And I'm respectful of the kids, too, because I don't know if it's how everybody thinks, but I don't want to have relations with their mom when they're there. They're making all kind of noise. Come on, man, that's disrespecting the kids, man. And that's crazy, man. Some people don't care. Some people don't care, man. Yeah, my mom, man. Somehow, some way, man. I gotta make them amends because my heart's gonna be hurting when something happens, man. I already lost my grandma when I was in jail. Well, I should say locked up. I was in jail. And truthfully, I couldn't let it all out because I wasn't out here when it happened, and I felt it. And yeah, she passed what, 5 months. Yeah, I took it to trial, and I got sentenced. I got found guilty. Then the next day I got sentenced on Valentine's Day. You know, I didn't come to find out Tupac was sentenced on Valentine's Day too for a crime he didn't commit. Because I was supposed to beat that case, man. That's why I fought it. Because they were offering me 5 years probation. I didn't want to take it. You know, that's one of the many if I had a second thought, or had a second chance, or a regret. Because everybody has regrets. Some people live with them, don't mind living with them, but man, my grandma, man, she raised me. She raised me, man. I think that's why my mom didn't care for me like she did for my other brothers and my sister. But all of them had hit my mom before. I never had. Even though she talked crazy to me, and it's hard to control your emotions when you're mad, because I guess that's what was wrong with her. But yeah, it's hard to control your emotions when you're mad. But somehow I seem to be able to. Man. And I might say some ugly shit, but as far as hitting a woman or something like that, I never have in my life. Even though I think some girls I've been with, they deserve to get hit, but I couldn't do it. Alright, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. We see what we talked about on my next walk. So I've already been walking for I have like 8,000 steps. I know it's at least 3 miles because I've been I gotta take my glasses off to look at the screen when it's close. Almost an hour and 5 minutes. The other one was at least about 10 minutes. The other one was a few minutes. I'm gonna put them all together though. Part 1, 2, and 3. Well, that's a little bit about me. I try to keep things 1,000. Well, I do, but it's not always good for me. It's not always good for me, man. Well, tomorrow, I guess. 'Cause I'll make some more videos, and I got some other things I want to put on YouTube. I have a lot of Hot Wheel cars and Star Wars toys that I know I could put on there. sports fanatic, but once I could go live, I need 50 subs to go live. 1,000 start getting paid. So like, comment, subscribe, because the algorithm for it to show up on your feed is more when you like, comment, and subscribe. More for other persons. You know, I don't know the exact algorithm, but that's what it is. And I'm kind of close to the pad, so I'll get to the house and download it. And I don't know, man. Things are hard for everybody, and get on YouTube, man, and let everybody know about you and whatever you like to do, man. Because I see some of these YouTubers have bank, man. You know, it's an honest living, so, you know, if you want to be your own boss and stuff like that, you know, if you got an interesting background, especially, yeah, well, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll get to y'all again on the next walk or something else. I did a food review. I've seen kind of more dorky on there because I was kind of nervous, just like I was at the beginning of this. But I guess the more I do it, the more comfortable I'll be. Well, Crisco signing out. See y'all later.